this today lecture, we will start from the cloud computing basics. Okay, the video is starting. So in this current lecture, we will start from the cloud computing basic, and we will see how many types of cloud computing are exist, what are the characteristics, and what are the advantages of using cloud computing. Right. So let's get started. So before moving to the cloud, first we need to understand about the hypervisors. What about the hypervisors? Why we use the hypervisors? Because the cloud computing is based on the hypervisors, and hypervisors is based on the physical machines. So hypervisors, what the definition is about the hypervisor is hypervisor or the virtual machine monitor, we can say anything, is a piece of computer software which allow us to run the virtual machines on a physical hardware. So a computer on which the hypervisors or run one or more virtual machine is called the host machine, and the piece of virtual softwares which we run on a physical computer is called a virtual machine. Right. Any question related to this? I think you are good enough related to the hypervisor because you are working on the Hyper-V and the VMware side. So about the virtualization, so once we complete the hypervisor type, we can easily understand the virtualization layer and the virtualization concept. So virtualization refers to the act of creating a virtual machine. It's a piece of files and folders as compare instead of the physical one, and it's run on the physical machines, right? We can run multiple virtual machines on a single physical hardware by using a layers. So there are two type of virtualization, is the hypervisors, the type 1 hypervisors and the type 2 hypervisors. The type 1 hypervisors normally use which doesn't interrupt any sort of OS and which does not require or the dependency of any sort of operating system. We can say the Citrix Zen server, the VMware ESXi, and the KVM is a part and is a type of type 1 hypervisor, while the Hyper-V we can consider as a type 1 or a type 2, because whenever we use as a core it's a type 1, and whenever we use as a in the OS it's a type 2. So in the type 2 hypervisor we required any sort of operating system and is a dependent of the Windows or the Linux operating system. So the type 2 hypervisor, the example of is the VMware Workstation, the Oracle VirtualBox, the Microsoft Virtual PCs, and some sort of the Hyper-V as well. Is it clear? Okay, your voice again is coming from too far, so might be possible that I could not respond you because your voice is not getting me. Okay, let's move towards the cloud computing. So why we call the cloud computing, right? Whenever we see something in the cloud side, we can say this is a cloud computing. So what are the characteristic and what are the basic definition? We can say that this is the cloud computing. So as we can start, there is multiple definitions on the website, but we will move towards the specific definitions. We start from the using of on-demand computing resources that is actually exist outside your premises. The machine which is not a part of your infrastructure and is exist in anywhere in the world, like outside of your premises, and you use on using on demand, like per hour. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, so we were discussing about the cloud computing. So using of on-demand computing resources that is actually exist outside your premises. Outside your premises means the machines which you are running, which you are using for cloud computing should not be the part of your premises or your data center. It should be the part outside your physical premises, and you can use on demand rather than the rent for the whole month. Just like the dedicated servers, we normally take a dedicated server for rent for the whole month, but if we talk about the cloud computing, we normally use cloud computing machines for per minute, per second, or per hour as well, depend which cloud service you are using, like Amazon, Google, Alibaba, and Azure cloud, right? So cloud computing basics includes the basic components, which includes compute, networks, databases, and storage. These are the four normal physical components we normally use to make a cloud computing infrastructure. So any service which you will see in the letter in this course, which belongs to either among these services, like the compute service, network, databases, and storage service, nothing else. Okay, so what are the advantages and the characteristic of cloud computing? So there is some sort of characteristics which should be completed in order to make we can say this is the cloud computing. So first is on demand. Whenever and wherever you need that server, you can easily provision. Like if you want to create Windows machine in North Virginia, you can easily create within 5 minutes or the 3 minutes time, right? And if you wanna take a machine in the Australia side on the same time, you can easily create. This is called a on-demand machine. And even you can shut down or terminate your machine just after 1 or 2 minutes once you complete your task. So this is also the part of on-demand computing. The second part is no single point of failure. No single point of failure means whenever you create any machines or in any region, we will discuss about the region and availability zone later in this course, but no single point of failure means whenever we create any machine in any region, it depends on multiple data centers, like the physical data centers, and it start at least 2 data center in each region or each physical locations, right? Like if we talk about the Australia or the Sydney site, there is at least 2 data centers in order to provide the high availability and fault tolerance, right? If is a single data center, definitely is not a part of a cloud computing, because cloud computing cannot consist of a single data center. Scalable means there's 2 type of scalability. One is called the horizontal scaling, second is called the vertical scaling. The horizontal scaling means if you have a machine of 2 GB of RAM, and once the traffic grow, it will clone this machine and the traffic will come rather than one machine, it will redirect into 2 machines via the load balancer. This is called the horizontal scaling. And the vertical scaling, okay, and vertical scaling means if you have a machine of 2 GB and you think that the traffic normally comes beyond the 2 GB of RAM, and you mostly required approximate 4 GB of RAM in the specific machine, not the specific rare time, but most of the time you need the 4 GB of RAM. So in that case, you have to shut down the machine and you have to change the size of that machine. This technically called the vertical scaling. So I repeat, there is 2 type of scaling. One is called the vertical scaling, second is called the horizontal scaling. Horizontal scaling normally we use in any eventual, for example in Walmart or the Amazon.com, there is an event, and there is the event is going on the US side, where the traffic is jumped from the 500 users to 5,000 users. In that case, you will use the horizontal scaling, because the traffic will go for 2 to 3 hours once the sale is open in the Amazon.com or the Walmart, right? But in the vertical scaling, if you think that the traffic is normally goes beyond the 2 GB of RAM, it required the 4 GB of RAM. In that case, you permanently fix that part and you permanently fix the vertical scaling in order to avoid any downtime on that time, right? This is called the scalable. Okay, just 1 minute. Yeah, okay. So the fourth item is pay-as-you-go service. Pay-as-you-go service means any service which you normally use in AWS or any cloud computing, you will pay that service, right? If you use the Windows machine, you will pay for 1 minute billing, you will pay for the 5 minute billing. That's called the pay-as-you-go service. Same as for the storage side, same as for the network side. You don't need to pay the partial payment, you don't need to pay the upfront payment on that time. Whenever and wherever you use that service, you have to pay either 1 second or 1 minute or 1 hour, depend. Agility means go global in minutes. Like I said in the first point in on demand, agile means is rapid. It means whenever you want to create a machine in Australia region, you can create your desired machine within 2 to 3 minutes in Sydney region. And on the same time, if your customer comes from the Brazil side and you wanna serve that customer by using to create any service or to create any machines, you can create on the Brazil side, right, within 2 to 3 minutes. That is technically called the agility or agile. And high availability and durable. High availability, normally the word highly available we use for the machines, like whenever the machine is down from the first physical data center, it will automatically up, and it should be automatically up in the second data center, and it should be the backup in the multiple data center in order to maintain the HA. While the durable word we normally use for the storage appliances like the NAS, SAN, DAS, and so on, right? I hope you clear on the SAN, NAS, and the DAS side, right? So durable word, we normally use the durable word for the storage area network, the direct attached storage, and the network attached storage. So whenever we use the storage, it normally Amazon take multiple copies, at least 2 to 3 copies of my data in multiple data centers in order to maintain that durability and high availability. And last but not the least, the secure. Secure means our infrastructure is secure from potential malicious attack from outside. So we can use the network ACL in order to protect our subnets, and we can use the security groups in order to protect our machines from external threat. So network ACL is a type of security where we can protect malicious attack from any one IP to entire subnet. And for the security group, we can protect our ports and a single machine from outside networks, right? Network ACL is normally a stateless, while the security group is normally act as a stateful firewall. Okay, so types of cloud computing. We normally divide the cloud computing types into two categories, or the two types, right? First is called the public cloud, second is called the private cloud. The public cloud is normally is AWS, Google Cloud Platform, Azure, IBM, Alibaba, and so on. While the private cloud, the whole world normally use two main types of cloud. One is called the OpenStack, second is called the CloudStack. So these two types of cloud we normally use as a private cloud. Whenever you want to set up your own data center and your own cloud in your physical data center, you normally prefer the Apache CloudStack and the OpenStack. OpenStack is by Red Hat OpenStack, and the CloudStack is normally by Apache. It's open source. Okay, so cloud computing categories. Whenever regardless any cloud, we can easily divide the categories into three different three different categories. One is called the IaaS, the infrastructure as a service, where normally compute, storage, and network be a part of IaaS. And the platform as a service, where the application developers use a platform to create and build an applications, deployments, and the serverless architecture is a part of platform as a service. And last but not the least, the software as a service, where we can consider our email setups, docs, app stream. These are the service names, and some sort of predefined application we just click and working. These are such type of application are the part of SaaS, the software as a service. So any service which you will learn later in this course belongs to any among these three categories. Okay, any question? These are the basics of cloud computing. Okay, thank you. We can move forward, right?